Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely crazy one because the drama in Port Charles is exploding. We've got kidnappings, baby shower disasters, shocking arrests, and a whole lot of Windermere Basin madness to unpack. Grab your coffee because things are getting messy for the week of June 8th to June 19th. Let's dive right into the madness. So let's start with the absolute craziest part of next week. Jocelyn Jacks is still stuck in that damp, miserable cell under Windermere. And just when she thinks it cannot get any worse, the door opens and Ross Cullum tosses somebody else inside. But it's not just anybody. It is an unconscious Liesl Obrecht. Yes, Dr. Obrecht is now Jocelyn's cellmate. What were they thinking? I mean, honestly, what is the game plan here? Cullum chloroformed her in her car and just dragged her down there. Jocelyn is going to be freaking out, demanding to know what they did to her. But the real drama happens when Liesl finally wakes up. Because guess who is standing there on guard duty? Cassius. The guy walking around wearing Nathan West's face. And this is where it gets so incredibly messy. Cassius has to come clean. He has to look at his mother, who he has been hiding from this entire time, and tell her the exact truth. He is not Nathan. He is Nathan's twin brother. Can you even imagine Liesl's reaction? She thought she lost Nathan years ago. And now here is his exact copy working for the bad guys. It is going to be an emotional train wreck. And maybe I'm being too harsh on Cassius, but he really brought this on himself. But wait, it gets worse. Liesl isn't just down there to keep Jocelyn company. Sidwell and Cullum recruited her for the Cold Fusion project. Because Britt is on the run. They need another genius to finish Cesar Faison's old prototype. Of course Liesl's going to refuse. She is stubborn. We all know Liesl. She is not going to just nod and agree to build some dangerous tech for a madman. The Cold Fusion project is Cesar Faison's legacy, and it is a nightmare. Liesl spent years trying to get away from Faison's shadow, and now she is literally chained up in a basement being forced to finish his work. But spoilers say she is going to be punished in the beginning. They are going to warn her about the threat to her loved ones if she doesn't get on board. And honestly, she doesn't have much leverage right now. She is locked in a basement. Her daughter Britt is out there running for her life. Her newly discovered son is a henchman. It is just bleak. Who actually believes this is going to end well? I don't. I really don't. It feels like the writers are just piling the trauma onto Liesl right now. But let's talk about Carly. Because Carly Corinthos is never going to just sit at home and knit while her daughter is missing. She realizes it is time for some personal drastic action. Valentine Cassadine actually warns her to back off. He tells her to stay out of it. But since when does Carly ever listen to a warning? Never. Literally never. So she comes up with an excuse to visit Lucas Jones at Windermere. Lucas is there working on Sunny and Laura's takedown plan against Sidwell, so he is the perfect cover. Carly just waltzes onto Spoon Island, pretending she just wants to catch up with Lucas. But we all know she is snooping. She is looking for clues. And guess what? She finds something. During the week of June 15 to 19, Carly is going to find the ring that Jocelyn dropped on purpose. Remember when Jocelyn dropped it as a breadcrumb? Carly finds it. And you know that maternal radar is going to start blaring? Carly is going to know instantly that her daughter is likely being held on that property. I can already see the look on her face. She is going to go full mama bear, but what is she going to do? Confront Sidwell, sneak into the sub-basement. If Carly goes down there without backup, she is just going to get herself locked in the cell with Jocelyn and Liesl. And then we'll have a whole slumber party of hostages. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. I just hope Carly calls for backup. Do not just walk into the dungeon alone, Carly, but we know she will. She always does. Meanwhile, let's switch gears to the legal mess Curtis Ashford has gotten himself into. Curtis is facing felony assault charges for what he did to Isaiah Gannon. And he is panicking. He is hoping to hire Alexis Davis as his attorney, which honestly is a smart move. Alexis is a powerhouse. But will she take the case? Curtis is refusing to take responsibility for ruining Isaiah's hand and potentially his surgical career. He keeps saying Isaiah wanted to fight. But the law doesn't really care who started it when you destroy a surgeon's hand. Justine Turner is prosecuting him and it is looking really bad. Curtis is going to need a miracle, not just a good lawyer. And right in the middle of all this legal stress, Portia Robinson is having her baby shower. Because of course she is. Nothing says let's celebrate a new life like your husband facing prison time. The baby shower is supposed to be a distraction. Trina probably pushed for it. But spoilers say the bash is going to erupt into total chaos. It is going to be a derailed bash. Why? Because Jordan Ashford presumably attends, and Jordan and Portia are going to clash over their feuding boyfriends. Isaiah and Curtis, the tension has been building for weeks. I can just picture it. The balloons, the cake, the little pastel napkins. And Portia and Jordan just screaming at each other across the gift table. Portia is furious that Jordan's friend Justine is prosecuting Curtis. Jordan is probably defending Isaiah because, let's be real, Curtis was way out of line. It is going to be so messy. And honestly, I feel bad for Trina. She just wants a nice day for her mom. And instead, it is going to be a complete disaster. What if Portia goes into labor from all the stress? They have been teasing that. It would be classic General Hospital to have her water break right in the middle of a screaming match. Now let's talk about Brooklyn Quartermain. Brooklyn is drowning in guilt. She knows she was the other driver the night of the crash. And next week, she is going to apologize to someone. Could this involve a blurted out confession? Does she finally crack under the pressure? Michael already figured it out, and he is holding it over her head. He wants to use it to blow up her marriage so Chase will go running to Willow. It is so twisted. Michael is literally paying a private investigator to stalk his own family members. What is wrong with him? Brooklyn is terrified of losing her chance to adopt baby Phoebe. But keeping the secret is destroying her from the inside out. She just looks so exhausted on screen lately. And then we get the spoiler that Harrison Chase is going to place someone under arrest as part of a newsworthy case. Is he arresting Brooklyn? Imagine the drama if Chase has to put his own wife in handcuffs. He is a cop first, right? But would he actually do it? Or maybe he arrests someone else. Maybe he arrests Curtis. Or maybe he arrests Jen Sidwell, though that seems too easy. If he arrests Brooklyn over an admission of guilt, their marriage is completely done. Tracy has already been threatening Chase with lawyers. If Brooklyn goes down, the Quartermain mansion is going to turn into a war zone. And speaking of SOS, Sunny will eventually respond to Brooklyn's SOS. She is reaching out to the mob boss for help. That tells you how desperate she is. Sunny getting involved means the mob is now stepping into a hit-and-run cover-up. Alright, let's move over to Willow Kane. Willow is just... wow. She is really something else right now. Next week, she's going to get a massive shock along with an enticing offer. And I am betting this involves Jack Brennan. Willow wants leverage on Drew so she can keep him locked in and quiet. She has been begging Sidwell for help, but Sidwell doesn't care, so she might go to Turning Woods to see Brennan. And imagine her shock when she realizes Nina hasn't been drugging him. Nina threw the syringe away. Brennan is faking it. Willow's going to lose her mind. She's going to be so mad at her mother. But Brennan is smart. He might promise Willow that he will come through on her Drew Kane leverage if she will cooperate with him. An alliance between Willow and Brennan, that is dangerous. Willow is already acting like a villain. If she teams up with Brennan, there is no telling what she will do. But she also has to deal with Tracy Quartermain. Willow is going to face Tracy's wrath again. Tracy already caught her stroking Chase's arm in their bathing suits. Tracy is probably going to warn Willow not to take advantage of any conflict that might be blowing up in Chase's marriage. Tracy sees right through Willow's sweet and innocent act, and honestly, I am cheering for Tracy. Someone needs to put Willow in her place. And what about Ethan Lovett? Ethan is the birth father of baby Phoebe. He told Alexis he wanted to sign his rights away and keep it sealed, but next week he considers his options. He suddenly has some doubts about Phoebe's adoption and what the future should hold. Is he going to change his mind, actually wait if he decides he wants his baby back? Brooklyn and Chase are going to be devastated, especially if Brooklyn is dealing with criminal charges at the same time. Ethan is a wild card. Ava is digging into his connection with Delilah, and Ethan might realize that keeping Phoebe close is his only way to protect her. Or maybe he just feels guilty. Who knows with Ethan? We also have to talk about Nina Reeves. Nina is going to catch up with Nathan. She has questions about missing Liesl, because Liesl just vanished. We know she is in a cell, but Nina doesn't, and Nathan is going to have to keep secrets. He might come up with a cover story for now, but how long can he lie to Nina? Nina is observant. She knows something is wrong. Cassius is playing a very dangerous game. He's lying to everyone, holding his own mother hostage, and working for a maniac. I just don't see a redemption arc for him at this point. He is in way too deep. And guys, it is time to prepare for some tears. Christina Corinthos Davis has a medical school exit on the way. Her loved ones will finish saying their goodbyes soon. It is really happening. Kate Mansi is leaving, and Christina is heading to UCLA. The scenes with Alexis and Sunny are going to be brutal. They are still grieving Sam. Losing another daughter, even just to the West Coast, is going to break Alexis. I know a lot of fans on social media are making jokes about Christina suddenly getting into med school, and yeah, it is a bit clunky. But it is a happy ending for her after all the trauma with the surrogate baby. She gets to go start a new life. I'm going to miss her though. Finally, fans may get a chance to check in with Britt Westbourne and Rocco Falconeri. They are still out there on the run. Rocco shot Cullum and Jason took the fall, and now they are hiding. It is so stressful, but the spoilers say Brick may make some progress in his search. Sonny put Brick on the case, and if anyone can find them before Cullum's men do it, is Brick. But what happens when he finds them? Rocco doesn't want to come back and face the music. Britt is trying to protect him. It is a ticking clock. And I am just sitting here biting my nails waiting for the other shoe to drop.